Hello, everyone. I triggered that too early there, and it's all wrong, I've noticed. So,
What's wrong? What happened?
I was told there were 10 seconds left, and then there weren't.
I
Very
said
unhappy.
10 seconds,
What's
clicked
that?
on a thing, forgetting that I was in like solo screen mode, and it just triggered it straight away. So never mind. You get to watch me live type the actual name of the episode, which is the Rat Wielders.
Oh, yes.
That's what they're here for.
There it is.
Yes.
Rat Wielders.
Well, I'm glad you remember that at least. Welcome to a recap of what did we call this one? Oh Brother, Part 2. We are your post-sanity blaze chumps, and we are here to recap the events of what the heckins happened in that episode. And what an episode! Yeah,
So you're
I
two
know.
episodes.
I know. Well, I mean, obviously, we know what happened in the first part, and we all remember it fondly. So let's not mention it because we all just remember it.
I mean, since you brought it up, why don't you talk about it for a bit, Ackerz, so that you can relate to what part 1 and part 2 happened, you know, so they get full context.
Well, there was certainly a number of things.
Yeah, there were. Yeah.
I've been very busy. I've been working on D&D 4 at the the just editing all that together.
Bloody hell.
So, rowdy hell, Sir Julian.
He's
very
here.
true.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
I am currently we're currently talking about episode 3 part 2, but I am already thinking about episode 4 because I've been working on it, so I'm all over the place. I can't remember what the hell happened.
Seems about right.
Yeah.
Stability.
never remember.
What do we go for? Hello, Janet
Yeah.
Makes and Baker Me.
Yeah, good to see you in the chat, guys.
Hello, everybody. Answer Julie.
Hello,
More
Stu.
important.
Bloody hell.
Not so worried about him, to be honest. He's, troublemaker in the chat. Can we ban him or?
That would be funny.
Instant ban. Surely Ben should ban Sir Julian. As like the most meta thing in the world.
Can you do a temporary ban?
I think you can do a temp ban, yeah. Can you?
You can ban and unban people.
It feels right.
It does feel right. We'll have to see what he says in the chat.
Mm,
Yeah. I'm
Might,
sure
you
he'll
know,
be
if
fine
he
with
gets
it.
a bit, yeah.
Meta
Yeah.
commentary.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
He's definitely a different person.
100%.
Definitely. Yeah.
So obviously we've got a few bits to chat through, but anybody in the chat who has any questions, feel free to bring them up. We're happy to run through those as well, or any comments, anything like that. But as per usual, I am Johnny on the spot, and I have a few bits for us to run through. So you will all remember, and I'm sure you do, the start of
If your memory's anything like Ackerz.
the start of
Point.
this second episode, and I'm not having to look at my notes. I know it off by heart.
Yeah.
I'm glad you know.
Yeah.
Organisation, yeah.
So you will remember we had just beaten the friggin' bats.
Zubat.
Yeah, the Zubats. Indeed, yeah. David, you're totally fine with the Pokemon analogies that keep
He
coming
loves
up.
it.
Yeah, sure.
Loves it.
Yeah, I love it so much. You just gotta catch them all, right?
Hey, I want to be the very best.
The problem with
The best that ever was.
the problem
It's
is now
copyright.
now we've made that connection. Basically, I'd say about half the monsters in D&D probably have some link to a Pokemon of some sort because there's just so many of them. So it's just going to keep coming up, mate, I'm afraid.
Can't wait to fight Executor.
Sadly to say that obviously it's not a case to catch them all, it's kill them all.
Yeah.
Which is more violent version of Pokemon.
I mean, let's
That's what
be
D&D is.
brutally honest here. Would you prefer to die or have a life of a life of solitude in a tiny little ball? So we're probably doing them a favour. Let's be honest.
I watched something the other day about...
Yeah, in the comments, what's more inhuman?
I watched something the other
Or in
day.
Pokemon, I don't know.
It was about sort of Pokemon stuff, and I don't know if you remember back in the old days where when it would have been back on the Game Boy where you could catch them,
Yes.
but then they get sent off to a PC or whatever it is, and
Oh, you can transfer them and all
yeah,
that.
and usually you forget about them. And somebody was saying,
Somebody's stuck in this internal machine.
this is it. Somebody was saying, what is it going to be like for that Pokemon, like stuck in the ball? You have to like get their health low just to be able to catch them. So it's just like, you know.
Do you know? Well, Ash always they always went to Professor Oak and just spent time in the farm.
Yeah.
So, you know, wherever it was. So, no, they got out. I think transfer
Yeah,
Professor
maybe,
Oak, Professor
maybe.
Oak, yeah.
Stockholm syndrome, that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He caught me! No, he never sees me. He's like the dad who went to the shops and never came back.
Oh, brilliant. Well, let's try not to turn this into a 1 hour Pokemon episode.
We were already done.
Yeah.
It's happened.
Well, you will certainly remember that the first thing that happened after our fight with the bats, the Zubats, was that we saw, or let's be honest, Leamington saw a dead body. You used your eyes, well done.
Great, the best eyes.
Yeah, and there was a bag nearby, and there was some interesting properties to this bag, wasn't there?
Had a middle finger in it.
Oh, that was funny.
Was incredibly funny. Yeah, I mean, all I will say is I was not expecting that. It was so good. It was the first thing in the trailer. I was like, I've got to put that in straight away.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
Only the most juvenile jokes here.
You were a kid. So,
yeah, that's true. Actually,
you would have
age
done
appropriate
it.
joke.
Yeah, for once. Yeah.
So, David, can we use your expertise to tell us a little bit more about this bag that we found?
Yeah. So, basically, it's called a gray bag of tricks. There's multiple bags of tricks, different colors, but the gray one, when you reach in, it's got 3 uses. Funnily enough, just enough for 3 of you guys. And basically, each time you pull one out, you roll. I believe it was a D8, and and it would change each time. By the way,
I didn't know that.
but we never got there. But we'll go into obviously shortly. But what happens with the bag or whatever. But yeah, and it's a different animal. In this case, most of you got some giant rats. So one of you got a weasel. I think it was Josh.
Mhm.
You got the weasel.
I had a weasel. Yeah. I had my own Artagan.
Yes.
Absolutely.
For those who don't know who Artagan is, what's Critical Role? I got into it. That's how I got into D&D and how I got.
Actually,
Josh
that's a bit of a
into
spoiler
D&D.
alert, that isn't it? Never mind. Whoops. Sorry.
Oh, well.
Who knows who Artagan is? No one knows. Yeah, it's fine. You're fine. You're covered. You're fine. Who's Artagan? It's just a name.
Fine.
Who is he?
You haven't said shit. You're good, bro. You're
Maybe.
fine.
Maybe.
You've ruined it for me, and I have never even watched it.
Also, the book has been out for forever time, so I think
It's fine. We'll move on. We'll
Ruined.
move on.
Ruined.
Okay.
We'll move
Ruined.
on.
swiftly on.
I'll never watch it now.
Yeah.
So yeah, as you said, we got some.
You just forget about it anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely. We got some pets, or
You did.
some new animal friends.
Friends.
Ooh, friend.
Should we go over what their names were? What?
Yes. I mean, well, first of all, we went full nerd and we named the bag first of all.
Oh
was
yeah.
What the actual shit? Like when you actually did that, I went right. Okay, cool. Whatever you want to do, fine.
I think it was my fault because I thought so. I was thinking you would have there was a dead body there. Then we found a rat, and I was like, I I bet there is some link between the two, and it turns out there wasn't. But I was thinking, I bet the rat is the person, and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
you
of course,
did.
that brings up Harry Potter, and then of course we begin to have another Harry Potter episode after the first Lasers and Feelings we did. So yeah, it's my
Throwback.
yeah, right. So it's my fault a little bit, but I think we named the bag Peter, and my rat Pettigrew.
So Pettigrew went in.
Yeah, basically. And I can't remember what yours were called.
Well,
Ben,
I know there
you
was
got a rat.
Ronald and Weasley.
Yes.
I can't remember. One of the rats was called Ronald. The weasel was called
Logically,
Weasley.
logically, the weasel would be called Weasley. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
I
would
think
think.
that's right.
So Ronald and Weasley work together.
hmm
What the hell?
Normal names.
Yeah.
I mean, there's even within Harry Potter, there's connections, so it's fine.
Of course.
Ronald Rat's okay, isn't it? Weasley the Weasel, that's okay.
Yeah.
Pettigrew the Rat's a bit weird.
It is.
Peter the Bag is very weird.
No, that's not. That's not. I call all my bags Peter. I don't know what you're.
The DM was very confused.
You're confused most of the time.
Why
aren't
is they
you?
naming the
That's our
fucking
aim,
bag? I was
is
just
the
like,
aim.
fine, that's cool. That's cool. You just named the bag. I didn't prompt you or anything, but cool. All right.
I think moving
right.
forwards, we should name more things.
Yeah. Every tree you climb must have a name.
This
Send
is
me another
Arthur.
druid.
Oh gosh. So he spent the next sort of few minutes just mucking around with the our new pets, which is quite fun. And I think we ended up having a short rest. I think it was yourself, Ben, and me. And then, Josh, I don't think you needed a rest, did you? So the idea was you were going to do a bit of scouting for us and see what was going on. And I think you rolled incredibly
Bad
poor.
idea.
I rolled a 2, didn't I? Something like that. It was not the best, but it was ever thus,
Don't trust the kids.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't
How
send
many
the kids
times-
out scouting.
He's
How
got
many-
lost so many times.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think every time...
Character building.
Yeah, that's true. But every time you've done scouting for us, I think it's gone incredibly wrong. Although, now thinking about it, I think every time we've done scouting full stop, it's gone incredibly wrong. But
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Who's got the best
Not just
role?
me.
We should probably work that out.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
None of us are good at it.
No.
No.
Maybe
Maybe we should buy a map or something. Buy something that would help.
Well, we made a map.
Well, one that's actually good.
Let's go around the
See,
camp.
that's
Has
one.
anyone done a better job than us at scouting, please?
We have a lot of money. 5 gold.
Oh, gosh. We had our short rest and decided to carry on looking through the caves. So I think we had a look in one more cave. There wasn't really too much in there. So we started having conversations about where we could go next. And David, you came up with a few different things. You mentioned about sort of a valley and some mountains.
Yeah, you guys went to the top because it's just like small, like mini mountain hilltops. They're not necessarily huge, like massive, mountains or anything. But you managed to get to the top of it. It's a fairly good size. You're gonna feel a little bit out of breath when you get to the top. And then before you saw like a vast valley of and I think to be clear as well, these are like you come from a beach area. These are a lot of like tropical trees. They're very very jungle-like. So there's kind of this spanning transition of like from jungle trees into potentially a different biome, but obviously that whole vast area is yet to be explored. But you also saw there was like you can see there's a wee like a gully almost, like, so it's like a passage you can pass through that connects you to this kind of valley of trees and everything, and then you've got more like hilltops right next to you. So you're basically in there's this gully, and then you're in this little enclosed like place to where you docked, where the ship and everybody's docked, and you're kind of set on the beachhead and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like almost like a little mini Oasis kind of beachhead thing. That's how I see and envision it. But yeah.
Be really interested to get like sort of maps and things about it, but I suppose that's a bit more difficult. So maybe something to look.
Oh, you mean
into
like
in
a
the future.
real life one?
Yeah, that we can
That'd be
actually
cool.
sort of see a bit
As
more.
I said in was it chat last week that because I for those who don't know, I also have other players living in the same world, and my approach to this is very creating this world, this homebrew world is very I build it with the players, and eventually it becomes something over time. But I obviously have a lot of input. I put things in front of people, and the way I'm treating the kind of this first year of DMing that I've been doing, I'm about in January it will be a year, so I've been going on for like how many months is that? Like 9 months, roughly.
Hold on a second.
So
Does that mean we can meet the other players?
if it works out that way,
Oh.
that's how I've told the others the exact same thing. Like, hey, if you come across it, we'll organize one big ass one shot or something.
If you come
Where-
across a really tall gnome,
Some
a
very
kid.
shit.
Shoot him on sight. Shoot him on sight.
Some presumably very lost explorers.
But yeah, but it's interesting. Like, my first game, who I play fortnightly, so they've not like So I do have like timelines and stuff of how it work and maybe how so my second game, which is a weekly game, is a bit more consistent. So they're further kind of ahead in the timeline, but they'll say day one is you guys are in that timeline as well. And I'm building this world together and shaping it based on what I think would make sense to happen. And yeah,
please tell me one's not Darius.
Another player.
what do you mean? What about Darius? No,
Is-
Darius is not a player.
Okay, all right.
Oh,
It's actually. Do you want to know what his full name is?
Go on.
Darius Weststrider.
Oh.
It's me!
I seem to remember.
I thought the Scottish accent brought it home, but I was waiting for it. But nobody's noticed yet.
Is he like?
Nobody's asked his last name yet, but I want to give that as a freebie.
I seem
yeah.
to remember, possibly in the last chat we had, that you said Darius, I believe, to quote, fucking hates us.
he hates you so much. He doesn't mind the kids. He doesn't mind the kid.
Yeah.
It kind of like reminds him of a bit like because the kid's kind of a bit of a little shit, but he kind of likes that about him. But he's like he's been actually the kid's been more respectful than the two adults. So it's
Low
just
bar.
like respecting Darius's station a bit and kind of informing him because we'll obviously get to the point I was about to say at the end of this chat because it's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anyway, yeah. So the worlds I'm creating with you guys and all these other things, adding homebrew elements. I work with a lot of survival stuff. Even one of my games, they've gone through like an icy being burned alive. Take 3d6 fire damage. So well, that's technically radiant, isn't it? Because it's light.
We'll just ignore it. It's fine.
Oh, that's funny. That was just that was fine. That's solely just threw me off guard, but it's totally cool.
3B as well.
Because you guys do that in the game anyway. You throw me off guard all the time. But yes, it's they go through like an icy wasteland, and we did a whole like each kind of mile they took. I got them to roll a survival check, and whatever they rolled. Well, that's to see if they get lost or not in the icy, like going through like snowstorms and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And then I say, okay, roll a survival check, see if you make it through. Now roll me just a d20. That will be either nothing, or random encounter, or random like coming across lore. To kind of gives players a bit of kind of creative ownership and also kind of like feel like they're really kind of having a handle on this world and like what they role they're responsible for. So either it's like a very not so scary monster that you dispatch very quickly, it's nothing, or you see, I don't know, animals of different kinds, like, I don't know, penguins, or it's the worst thing you could have rolled and you're fighting like an ice dragon or something, I don't know. You know, like a white dragon. But yeah, it depends. But yeah, it's super fun, and I've got some really cracking stuff coming for you guys, which we never touched in the last live game we did. Was it a live game? Yeah, because we're recording another one.
Yeah.
On the 12th. Obviously, it's going to be online, but even I sent you guys some stuff in the WhatsApp chat about like how we can maybe just slightly improve, and I was planning to get these kind of different, like you flip the terrains and it's different ones for dungeons or wilderness, and then you can just get markers and whiteboard it, so it saves all the paper, save the planet, and you know, gives us something a bit more. And even if we create little cardboard tokens, we don't have to have miniatures, we could just get a bit of cardboard, get those designs in the lovely DM screen and transfer them over or something, or you know, to kind of just add a bit more life to the live things going forward. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to create those things.
Brilliant.
So,
Oh,
so I'll use it for my games
love
if I
that.
ever do live games with my Scottish players.
Yeah.
So.
Sure.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the fact that it's linked to other people. I think that could be
Yeah.
incredibly interesting.
Maybe some PvP. Who knows?
Mm.
Fight to the death.
We are definitely
Let them
dead.
fight.
We are definitely dead
Yeah.
if that happens. These two in
Oh,
particular.
these guys are OP. They'll
Yeah.
fucking murder
Oh
you.
yeah, we're in trouble. The
Oh,
thing is,
yeah.
we won't take it
Yeah.
seriously. We might
Yeah.
land a blow, but that's about it, really.
Well, you were.
Yeah.
no.
Shitty guy.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. I'll just be stood there getting hit by everyone. That's all that's going to happen.
Ray of Frost as well, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Madge comes to rescue. I'm coming. Gets incinerated.
Poor old
Something, I don't know.
Madge.
Oh, poor Madge. Interesting stuff going on with Madge as well, which I'll
Yeah,
let
we
us
just
continue, I guess,
discovered,
with your bullet point.
Yeah. Good point, though. Good point. Yeah. We'll hit on those points at the end, definitely.
Yeah.
But you are right. There's some really cool stuff at the end of this episode. Where did we get to? So I was talking about the sort of area that we came to. So
Yeah.
we were going to head towards the mountains.
You were?
I think we were, and then
En route.
yeah, we were sort of on the way, and then we realised that we're in a minor pickle here because we can't really see anything in front of us. We were in a forest sort of area, I think, weren't we, David?
Yeah, you were just going through like the jungle tree brush to just cross over to like just a little crossover to like the other mountains, like
Yep.
the other side of this gully, and you were just going to explore that. You didn't get that far though.
No. So Leamington, there was a minor issue that happened. I think you're well. Do you remember?
Is this when I tried to climb a tree?
Well, we're not quite there yet, actually.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's
This is
before
the
that.
bit-
This is the
this
bit
is
with
when
the
we got-
panther.
I thought I jumped up the tree because of the panther, though. And obviously everything's about Leamington. So.
Of course, yeah. I mean, let's be
Yes.
honest. That's how Leamington would see it in his head.
Exactly.
but-
And that's how I see it.
So fair enough.
I mean, that's actually what you did when we got into combat.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
But what happened
well,
initially?
you tried.
Yeah. What happened
Well-
initially was that you got knocked off of Nightbreeze's shoulders.
Oh, I completely forgot about
Yeah.
it. I completely.
Mm.
How did I get knocked off? By the
Hiding in the brush, the panther was like,
did the panther only see us because I was on the shoulders?
well, I
Just
got you
too
to roll
tall.
perception checks. I got you guys to roll perception checks, which were total.
Yeah. Oh yes, they were.
Which is, interesting since you're on someone's shoulders. You probably thought you would know, but
No.
He was
Of course
too. He
not.
was
Come on.
too tall. You know.
no,
I
and
was
you didn't see
14
the
foot.
panther lying in wait, and he just got pounced, motherfucker.
Mm.
Too
much height.
Came for you, man.
Mm.
Yeah, he knocked you off, man.
It won't put me off though.
No.
Definitely, that's the way to travel. As a noble.
The funny thing is, right? The fact is, right? Panthers can climb trees in real life.
Oh, yes, they can.
But actually, funnily enough, I don't think it states that in the D&D. I probably would have made it roll an athletics check, but we never got there. But you know,
Well, I fell
and it didn't
down
play
anyway.
out like that. Yeah, I mean, you never made out. Your little companion was like, no.
That was
Oh god, yeah.
that was
Oh.
so funny
Say
the way.
Frodo in the ring.
Yeah.
No, Gollum. Sorry.
So funny the way that played out with him trying to pull your little finger, trying to help you up. Why?
I was really proud. I really liked that DM improv scene there. I was really proud of that.
Yeah, that was excellent. A question for Leamington, if you can, get into his mind for a moment, Ben. Why?
Hold on,
I know.
It looks like you're crying. Don't make me do it.
Why do you always try to climb trees?
Because I want to be out of danger. Because I'd rather you
Okay.
two die than me.
It's a fair
enough.
fair
Yeah.
assessment.
Yeah, and
That is
I don't think
actually
you two. I mean, I clearly am not that good at climbing trees, even though I am. I think I'm supposed to be. Can I?
Yeah, isn't your stat really, really
yeah.
high?
I get like +5 or 6, and I failed.
Trees are your
Yeah, there was a DC
light breeze
check.
fighting.
Yeah, there was a DC check and you failed it. Like you didn't get because
Well,
usually for climbing trees, if it's someone like you, usually it's quite achievable for a rogue with a dex, a certain dex
Yeah.
level. Because I said it's 15, which I thought, okay, for a rogue that's achievable.
Hmm.
You
Clearly not.
fucking-
No,
Yeah,
make it
you-
lower.
no.
Yeah, you obviously didn't realise it was
Mm.
a particular type of rogue.
And maybe it was a difficult tree to
I thought
climb.
he was the tallest gnome. I
Yeah.
thought it'd be fine.
Maybe it was the tallest
Yeah.
tree in the forest.
Just it's
Too
clumsy,
bad.
clumsy. You see, he's too tall. He's just lanky, out of proportion.
Too tall.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. It's no coordination. It's just limbs
Yeah.
everywhere. You know.
Yeah.
Can
It's like a very small daddy long legs.
I think I should have to roll for clumsiness.
Roll for clumsiness.
A bit like you've got. I don't know if we're talking about that yet, but your wildfire.
Oh,
Oh gosh, yeah.
I've got to roll for clumsiness.
roll for
Yeah,
clumsy.
I think that actually comes in the next episode, so
Yeah.
we can have a little. Yeah,
I mean, it's a feature. You're talking about a feature that I think we all know about, which is wild magic, basically.
Mm.
yeah,
I think we've
That's,
talked about it on here
yeah.
about the kind of homebrew of wild magic that we're doing.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that we talked about it on here.
I mean, I guess
It's not
I
doesn't
don't
matter.
think it's a big deal talking about it
Not really.
now because it's not going to make. It's just like a homebrew thing.
Yeah.
So what we're doing, if we haven't said it, which is a fun thing we decided to do, because Josh was like, "This is not chaotic enough." I went, "Okay, I think I got something. I think I got
Maximum
something
chaos.
for you." And maximum chaos. I put those two words together, didn't I? Because usually D&D referencing is that wild magic, you roll a 1, something crazy happens with wild magic if you're a wild magic sorcerer. However, Josh was not happy for a weird reason. Most players are happy when they don't roll 1s, but Josh was adamant, I need to roll more 1s. So I was like, hey, look, what was it? Dimension 20, which is a D&D show which I watch. They use a homebrew in one of their because they do a lot of homebrew stuff. That's kind of their thing. And what they did with wild magic is every time they succeeded, the DC went up by 1. So if he doesn't get on the first roll, it's either 1 or 2. And without saying what number we got to recently, which is not aired yet, it's I can't believe it. That's all I'm gonna say there. I'm just like how okay. But I'm looking forward to the 12th of September, guys, when we film this.
Yes, you will see this new rule in effect as of the next episode.
Yes.
So episode 4. So yes, very, very interesting. And yeah, as you say, there's certainly something coming for the episode after that. So we'll see how that goes down.
It's like
That's
winning the
this
lottery.
Sunday, isn't it? Yeah,
This Sunday,
Yeah, it is.
right.
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
Sunday. Whee! Nice.
you say winning the lottery. I feel like it's like losing the lottery, but
Well, I mean, not triggering it is winning the lottery, but it's winning it many times in a row, which is kind of spectacular.
That's true. Yeah.
It's building up this tension. It's really
The thing is, it's going to happen at the most ridiculous moment, probably out of combat.
yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm
something
very much
stupid.
looking forward to that.
Oh yeah.
We also said cantrips were included, didn't we? Cantrips were included.
Well, because
any
basically,
spell. Any spell.
we learned that I had nothing to trigger wild magic. Literally nothing in my arsenal
Current
could
level,
trigger it. So we were like, what if we made everything trigger it? And we did
That's
that.
where he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a kid. Come on.
We went from. I feel it fits the character. You know, it's a bit chaotic, a bit wild,
I agree.
and very unstable.
Yeah.
You're very character driven, kind of. Even as a player, like even if it's something like, so like, say if I was a warlock, but like someone's like holding me down, and I can't punch him, but I can turn a hand and shoot. Usually, you roll a disadvantage for like ranged attack spells or weapons. But I think thematically and just like RP wise, that's kind of cool. So even though I know, but a lot of people are like, oh, why would you do disadvantage? And I'm just like, bro, I'm playing the character, chill. So it's because I just think that's more interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, we could have made our characters a lot better than they actually are.
Oh yeah.
it's an experience though, isn't it?
It's a growing process. You only need level 2.
I think as well.
You'll get there. Wait till level 3. That's when it start. Like that's when you go into your
level
archetype,
3 is
so
where the
that's
good
gonna
stuff
be fun.
comes.
Oh yeah. But I think as well, we're not like too precious about our characters. So
No.
one of us
Look
will
what I did
mention
to mine.
but one of us will mention something silly, and we'll be like, "Yeah, go on, we'll do that," because it's like look, we're kind of building these together, and there will be stupid things that happen, and we're trying to make it fun, So there are going to be those silly moments. I think that's
So we throw random homebrew stuff in now and again, or just add shit to make it more fun. That's the whole point.
yeah, absolutely.
Just have fun.
Yeah,
A bit of
Yeah,
spicy
exactly.
stuff.
You guys, and also it gives you more stuff to be like. Put your hands in your head like this for those who watch.
Oh yeah.
And just be like, oh, they did that thing. They did the thing. So
So
I
right.
love those moments.
It's not
Oh,
just the
those.
people watching; it's the people playing as well.
Yeah. And the DM's like, why did I give them that power?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep. Where do we get to? So Leamington, you've fallen out of a tree and you've gone unconscious. Well done.
Of course.
So I like the fact that the attack from a panther wasn't the thing that got you. It's the trying to scramble up of a tree afterwards. that
Very
got you.
It's very
us.
fitting.
It's just-
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Very
Yeah.
us.
And then I seem to remember some very good hits being dealt by the child. Some rather good Raymond Frosts.
That
as
was
I like to call them.
that was the first time I went very tactical in combat, where I was like, oh wait a minute, this could be real bad.
Mm.
It
Let
was-
me
it was
be
pretty
slightly more
tough,
tactical
wasn't it?
about it.
I think it delivered a blow that was really
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah,
bad,
Mm.
to
wasn't it?
breathe.
Wasn't it like
Yeah.
6 points of damage or something?
6 or 7, yeah.
It took like
Yeah,
half your health or
crazy.
something, and then I was like,
Yeah.
oh, better
Serious
start
time.
taking it seriously.
Oh yeah.
And then I was
As-
lining up some tactics.
As Baker Me says, love a bit of random. I
Hey,
agree with
love
that.
a bit of random. My character's 100% random now. Chaos random.
Hell yeah. But yeah, it was interesting because you had those, you had some tactics in the back pocket, and you did quite a lot of damage, to be honest.
Excuse me whilst I attack this tiny fly. Yeah, I mean, Ray of Frost, it's a D8, so if it hits properly, you can deal some damage. Unfortunately, I usually
That's your
roll one.
cantrip, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a cantrip. Yeah,
That's right. Yeah, it goes. I believe it goes up as you level
Yeah.
as well.
yeah. I think
So-
every so often you add another die to it. So I think it level 3 or 4, and it becomes 2d8, and then further on it becomes like 3d8. It might be higher than that. It
Well,
might be
to
higher
the
than
other
that.
point, I will look it up and explain it to people while we continue the
Yeah.
Panther stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Wow, I'm surprised by that. That will be helpful in the future. Because as you know, my terrible fighting skills are well.
Surely you'll
well
get
known
better
by
at
now.
attacking at some point.
Oh, please.
Surely. You
So
can't not.
fifth level goes to 2d8.
Oh, okay.
11th 3d8 and 17th level 4d8.
17.
Wow.
There are 17 levels. I didn't even know this.
There's 20.
Well, there's 20. People usually, I would say 17's where the last are kind of any kind of other things can happen, like how you can like build your character at
You're
that point.
basically a god at that stage.
Yeah, it's like you're going to god tier levels. But in the end, a campaign ends when it, usually people like, as long as you get your goals that you want to achieve as your character and the over end kind of story that you're running at the time, because you got story arcs. So we're obviously on this first arc, wherever that may be, and it will develop. And then when there's multiple arcs, maybe it's just the one. Maybe we only play to level 5. Depends how things go.
I think
how we do
I think
it.
we'll probably die at some point.
I'd
yeah.
be shocked
Yeah.
if none of us die.
Yeah, I know, right? How have we
And if that
survived?
happens, that's where the campaign ends, or you roll new characters as we go. If it's a total TBK, well,
Sunday
I
when I
guess
blow us
game
all
over.
up with wild magic.
That would be interesting.
Oh,
God,
In the
yeah.
first 5
Yeah.
minutes, and we're like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, now what?
That would be funny.
when the wild surge happens, and you were all like,
Yeah.
all grouped together, grouping, yeah.
As long as it's a
Fireball.
kill barriers as well, it's fine. That would be brilliant.
Darius would take it like a champ.
So after some good hits from the child, so let's be honest, the hero, Nightbreeze, managed to resuscitate the at death's door Leamington, and bring him back to life. At which point, I think you basically sort of just hid behind me. It seemed to be the which
I couldn't
don't
get up
blame
a
you
tree, so I just stood behind you.
It's a
for. Fair
valid
enough,
tactic.
to be honest. Yeah,
Yeah.
just use
Same
me as
height,
like
though.
oh yeah,
Surprised you could hide behind him being the tallest.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
Strange, though, isn't
Sticking
it?
out, sticking out a bit.
Yeah. Surprised he wasn't hiding behind you.
I probably am fatter than him, so
Probably gnome. Well, that makes sense. You're a noble, so
Yeah.
you probably had, you've
done
done
better.
a good meal or two.
Yeah,
You got a little
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
not recently, but
No.
I've been fed it. But
and then the fight itself ended dramatically with Nightbreeze actually doing something for once, which I was incredibly surprised with.
So are we.
I know.
You don't know.
I know. Using a javelin to pierce through the heart of the panther and
a
hold it
javelin.
aloft.
Hold on, was this the first time a javelin actually did something for you?
Yeah. Well,
But it was in his hands, though. He wasn't like throwing it.
Oh, it doesn't count.
yeah. No.
Yeah, no.
And also,
Okay, still zero
I
then.
did say it was the same javelin that you used in the first part to help to kill that bat. So
So it had some Zubat blood on.
exactly, yeah. I think that's what actually did it. Let's be honest.
Mm.
It had
Yeah,
some
I'm
of
better at using
that
javelins.
guano.
Yeah. But of course, that led to Leamington, kindly wiping the blood off with his own shirt once again.
Yeah, I would do anything for my brother, of course.
Which was so funny.
Is that video released now? That one? The video brother?
Well, interestingly enough, that will be coming up
yes.
at the end of this episode, or not episode, of this session. I
I've
would say.
spoiled it then.
So
Okay.
no,
It is on YouTube,
It is
I
on
think.
YouTube already,
Oh,
but
Yeah.
we will be showing it at the end here. So no, you haven't really spoiled it.
Okay.
But I think we got to the point where we realised we'd taken quite a few hits. Maybe we need to start heading home. But before we did that, Josh, I believe you finally, after 2 full episodes, managed to do a chill touch on a
Yeah.
completely dead That was the joke of the episode, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, it's a
Just
necromantic
running
spell.
through.
Hey, I mean, it's one of those things. It's one of those things similar to like Leamington and Trees and you and General Combat. Just sometimes the dice just gift you a little weird little story thing, and mine was like I couldn't do this spell and I had to practice. You know,
Oh no!
it's just one of those random things that just was like, oh, I'll make a story out of that, I guess.
That was great though. It's the entire time. It's like I love that. I think it was in the first episode where you're like, I'm just looking at my hand and going, "Come
Yeah.
on, come on." Yeah. Brilliant. See, this is why you only use Raymond Frost. You're not allowed anything else.
until we come against something that's got cold resistance, and then we're like,
Oh yeah.
well,
We're in trouble. Yeah.
no.
Dear.
I can't wait. I can't wait to share.
Oh no.
It's
Scared.
so good. I got a whole. I think because I was thinking a lot of time, what's going to be your main thing to confront,
Ooh.
whatever it is, and kind of this first thing. I'm just like, this could be pretty cool. I wonder how they're going to play this, because it's kind of like a serious endeavor, but I know you're going to do the exact opposite. I kind of want to know what happens when these two things clash. So
Well,
you
know what happens next episode, so
Yeah. Yeah. Gosh.
Yeah, I do.
See how that
But
goes.
the first half of that episode is so stupid.
Oh yeah, oh, it really is, isn't it? Yeah. Oh,
I know. I was just like, okay, so that's what you want. You sure that's what you want to do for?
It went on for so long as well.
Yeah, it was like a good
Love it.
hour or so.
Love
it
it.
was really fun.
man.
I mean,
Love
it's just
It was a definitely like downtime
Yeah.
shopping kind of
Yeah.
episode to begin with.
yeah, that's great fun. Really sort of lets us do other things instead of let's go off, do a fight, whatever. We decide, we're going to try something a bit different here, and I think it worked quite well.
Yeah.
But, cutting it together was interesting.
Natural.
I'll tell you that
Natural.
much.
Yeah, it's totally become a thing as well. So, but obviously, no, still there.
So, we start heading back to the camp, and the child decides he's going to sell the panther. I think it was.
In my defense, I thought it was probably going to be worth a lot more than we got for it. I was like, it's a frickin' panther.
I seem to remember that I can't remember how much we got for it. It was about like
4 gold, yeah.
But I seem to remember saying, "I'll take that," and waited for the moment where you both went, "Hold on a minute," and neither of you did. So I was like, "Okay, fine, I'll take that." But there's that lovely moment which I've put in the trailer of you just going, "Behold!"
Just such an honest, law-abiding paladin.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Great
Day's
guy.
work.
I can vouch for brother. It's fine. Great
Oh,
guy.
God.
The best guy. Totally pays all his taxes.
Yep.
Great at a party.
Great.
Yep.
Yeah.
The most charismatic,
Yeah. Great at speeches. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh dear. Yes. Things to come.
What?
So so that was quite fun actually. Josh having you had your little chat with the butcher, and what was the joke? Oh, you said you put it on ice for him and everything.
Yes.
I like that. That's funny.
high standard of jokes from me in that episode with the middle finger on ice.
Yeah.
Just want my part as a bad Arnie impersonator in some kind of crappy 80s movie.
And then we come to some of the more interesting parts of the episode, sort of later on, where there are really two parts to it, or really 3 parts. First of all, myself and Ben looking to sell the bag. So, Josh, you obviously you picked up on this, and perhaps that we were perhaps trying to hide something, and snuck off to sort of follow us as best as you could, whilst we went to sell it. I seem to remember you rolled a check to see if you would be seen.
Yeah, failed,
and
obviously.
yeah, you failed quite poorly. And
The 2 eyes behind the tent, like
yeah. And there was one of
like that.
one,
Yeah.
one of my favourite moments of the episode, which is where me and Ben start saying a few not particularly nice things about the child, pretending that we don't know that he's there.
Oh,
And then what was it you said? Where I said, "Oh, is he crying now? Is he crying?" Josh, you said, "Oh, for crying."
Constitution check.
yeah. Oh gosh.
sucks off a tear.
Yeah. But that was really interesting because, of course, we were at that time trying to not make you aware of the amount of money. I think we told you it was 20 gold, whereas in actual fact it's like 130 something.
He doesn't need the money.
That's true, actually.
He'd be happy with how much gold would he be happy with? I mean, he's just got 4. Probably 1. Maybe.
Yeah, a few, probably more money than he's ever seen in his life,
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. It is interesting, though, because it is that kind of meta, it is meta and also not, because obviously as a player, I am aware of what actually happened, but actually then to turn that into like, oh, how can I play this? How can I make it interesting and, use it to like tell a story and do something different, have a bit of family drama.
Oh yeah.
Family drama.
Yeah, we weren't that nice.
And I love how you.
Well,
I also the fact that you have to haggle with everybody for every price.
That is my character.
And even
that's my character. Come on.
I know it is. And I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Oh man.
You are gonna be like banished at this rate. You're gonna get banished from the quality at this rate. Because even like Jamea, you're like,
hey, it's traditional, a bit of haggling. Go down the market.
You can't get chucked up for haggling.
you played somebody, you shook at it, you come back, hey, yeah, I think it was
more, yeah.
Oh come on,
you
just try. If you don't try,
hey, don't buy a ticket, you don't win the lottery.
You don't try, you piss people off.
I mean, we're good at that.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah. I think there needs to be, if you're ever thinking of like what your adventuring party name's called, it has to involve just being a nuisance. That needs to be the theme, or like chaos or something.
I thought
I have a theme of that.
I prefer disruptor.
Chaotic disruptor.
Do you know what? A name came into my head earlier on in this stream, and I've completely forgotten it now. For like what the party would be called.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, it'd be nice to come up with a proper name, but the rat.
Because I was like, the rat wielders.
The rat wielders.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about it. We were talking about having the rat wielders. We were like, well, actually, it's a bit stupid.
Yeah. It turns out, unfortunately, once we handed the bag over, I think I actually had to cut it for some reason, but you did mention it, David. Unfortunately, we do lose the animals, so they aren't with us for the next episode. But
could we have kept the bag and just avoided the guy?
Then that would have led to a whole other sort of things. Yeah, because you promised him a job and you decided to keep it where you had a job. He told you where it was, and now you're just going to keep it.
I don't think he ever.
He was just not going to get pissed off.
I don't think he ever specified exactly what it was he was looking for. He just wanted a magical item.
That's
so
true.
we could have gone and found a different magical item and
he
kept
didn't
our rats.
He did specify when he needed it.
And who's to say he didn't know what you were going to get? He just didn't give you all the particulars.
Good point.
Well, I mean, hey, as a freelancer myself, you didn't put it in the contract. It's open to interpretation. I don't know if there wasn't.
Says the ones who came down.
No, conspiracy on that.
Oh gosh. Anyway,
Yeah, I got a fucking name for your party. The shitheads.
that's about right, to be honest.
The rat wielding shitheads.
That's brilliant.
The rat wielder dealers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. The rat dealer.
So we did decide to sell the bag in the end. We got the 130 odd gold pieces, which is good. So
Rat haggles.
lots
Did we
money.
get more money for it because of the haggling? I can't remember.
No.
Initially,
no,
yeah,
he said,
initially.
"Fuck off." He done.
I feel like we got.
Oh, and on the first negotiation before you left,
Okay.
got it, and then
Yeah,
came back, and then you tried to haggle some more.
Right.
He went.
Yeah. There was no give, was there? It was just
No.
what was
no.
Should have kept the bag.
I think you definitely, as a character, you pushed him
Yeah.
a bit the other way. Yeah,
We
yeah,
like doing
yeah.
that. Yeah.
No, oh, you know, I know my NPCs all know that.
And
They
of
tell me
course-
all the time.
And of course, from there,
What the fuck is this in my head?
of course, from there, Nightbreeze and Leamington went their separate ways to do a little bit of shopping before everything closed. But before we get to that, I seem to remember the child doing something rather interesting to do
Intrigue.
with Mr.
Intrigue,
Darius.
family drama.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, I was like, what do I do with this information? Because I think it's like, character-wise, he's obviously on this massive high, having, you know, we've caught the panther and I think been shortchanged for it. And like we're all together and having a nice time, and then he finds out that not only has he been lied to, his so-called companions are bad-mouthing him behind his back, and he feels betrayed. So he does what he feels he should do to get revenge, and betrays them, and creates family drama. Ooh.
I really want to see how this comes back on us as well. Because I really like what you did, Josh, but I very much enjoyed the moments afterwards where me and Ben were still deciding what to do.
Beautiful.
And the fact that I now knew what, because I was kind of thinking maybe I'll be nice and we'll give him a bit more. But as soon as I heard that, I was like, no, now we're going to give him the exact correct amount to make you feel really bad about yourself. But I know that will never happen. You know?
Yeah.
Can I?
Oh, it's one of those great metagaming moments, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Was
Go on, Ben.
this the episode? I get confused with what happens in which episode. If I said to you 10, is this episode?
This is where I was going to next.
Right.
So obviously we went to do some shopping. So I went and grabbed a couple of quick health potions, and that was over and done with pretty quickly. There was a slight issue though, wasn't there, regarding tents, Benjamin?
Yeah. Well, Leamington. Please refer to it as Leamington.
Ben,
Me.
you specifically. Now, I've called the police.
God!
Talk us through it.
Yes. Well, I don't like buying things. I like obtaining things. So I approached a tent and wanted to obtain some things. And it turned out there was someone in the tent. And
It was the person who sold you shoes.
And she was quite surprised, as
little bit.
you would be.
Yeah.
And did I get slapped? I can't remember.
Not
You
in
got
the
slapped.
No.
I didn't. Okay. I think I've been slapped, but maybe a different time.
Yeah. When you want one hit point as well.
It's counting.
Oh, yeah.
I was,
Oh, God.
so yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
find anything, but it was worth doing because now I know not to go in that tent, or maybe time it better. You know, when she's at work. That's
Yep.
a good idea, actually.
Good point.
Then go in. Okay. Yeah.
The
nice.
chaos increases.
I like it. I like it. I foresee no problems.
No.
No.
Mm,
So
Alright.
yeah, not
Brilliant.
going well for the people.
Not great.
No, people don't like us.
No.
Might have to
Especially
change that.
pervy Leamington, should we call you from now on?
Yeah, yeah.
Purplington.
Tallest, no,
Yeah.
tallest. That'd be nice.
Tallest perf.
That's perfect.
At least you can see him coming, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Let's move
Oh
on.
no! Wait, now I think about what you just said.
Yeah. yeah.
I didn't actually mean it like
Yeah,
that, but
no.
then I was just
No,
like,
no.
oh, wait a minute.
No, I know you
Yeah.
didn't. I
Oh.
saw your face. I went, "Why is he like that?" Then
Oh.
I thought about it. I went, "Oh,
Oh, no. No, not what I meant at all.
Triggered.
Let's move
Yeah.
on.
Ah,
Yeah,
dear.
yeah. So,
Sorry,
yes,
Twitch.
quickly moving on.
Moving
Very
swiftly on.
quickly moving on. There were only two other bits that happened, very minor things. First of all, we became blood brothers. Leamington and
course. That's
Nightbreeze.
bound to happen.
It was bound to happen, you know.
What a moment.
It was
I brought
exactly.
a tear to my
yeah.
eye. It really did. I haven't watched it, but it did bring a tear to my eye.
I still don't really know what that means, but
What do you mean? What does it mean? It means we're the closest brothers in the world. Come on.
In
can
the
never-
world.
It can never be broken, the bonds that we have.
oh god, couple of episodes time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Either that or you both have blood poisoning now.
Yeah, that too.
Oh,
Oh
yes.
my god. Sorry, I've got a massive moth in the room.
Oh,
all of a
no.
sudden, so
Oh, no.
that'll be fun to deal
fight
with. Go away, sir. Go away. Yeah.
Let's just focus on that, shall we? Let's
Yeah,
just focus on that, shall we?
What's this?
Wrong
It's
initiative.
fucking huge. It's because I've got the window open and the lights on. Anyway, it's calmed down for now. I'll deal with that later. So the last point.
And it rolls the hit. It hits.
At some point,
Yeah.
you're actually
You
gonna
take-
just go boom. Blah. Anyway,
You take D4 damage.
so our last point. and-
Psychic damage.
Yeah. Our last point, and rather interestingly, the child decides to go and talk to Madge,
Yes.
and has a very interesting conversation.
Yes. Yes. Well, I was
yes.
part of the same, like, story arc, family drama. I was like, maybe I can go and form a bond with Madge and we can have our own, like, kind of opposition things. Only to find out that Madge was already striking out on his own. Son of a bitch. But did finally reveal my character name. Because I actually have one and it's not Grogu, believe it or not.
And we haven't asked because we don't care.
No, no one asked. We don't do asking names. Like, we didn't know about
No.
Darius's surname.
No.
Didn't know what my name was. Don't know what Leamington's surname is.
No.
Nightbreeze
have
gave his
one?
actual name and we all laughed at it, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Jameer's last name. So-
Okay, I'll come up with a surname.
oh no.
No need to.
I've got one. No, I'm all right. thanks.
Yeah.
No. No.
Are you talking about runts?
Oh yeah.
Runt is just a name. Yeah. Runt is just the name he was given by the bullies on the street. Because
Yeah.
that was the extent of the backstory that I had for him.
Oh yes. Well, yeah. There's a whole thing of what your name.
What my
could be,
birth
or
name is,
maybe
yeah.
Runt.
Mm.
Yeah.
I really like this because so we all knew about your given name Runt from the very start, and we were well aware of it.
Mhm.
But I just love the fact that it was incredibly organic. That we just it just so happened that your name wasn't given in the first episode, and it was decided. Oh, we can leave that for a bit later on. And
I think
turn it into
I actually actively cut it out of the first episode when I was editing because I think it was said just in passing a couple of times.
Okay.
Just like Runt, you're doing blah 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 blah.
Yep.
And I was like, do you know what? Actually, far more interesting
It was
just to
an
hold it
early
back.
episode. It was like
Yeah, it was
super
episode.
early
It was
D&D
episode
Yeah.
1. Yeah.
First
2
episode. That's
or
right.
something like that.
I think after episode 1, we decided that we were just going to hold it back until it kind of came up in it. And it was one of those things where it kind of became like a bit of a reveal and a nice cap to that episode, which is what we like,
Definitely. Yeah, I think it worked incredibly well. And nice little dramatic moments. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I didn't realise that there was more to come in regards to the name. I thought that was it. So that's going to be very interesting to see. And then a little added moment David gave us at the end of the episode, where we learnt that we would be going up to level 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that allows us to have some sort of extra bits and pieces, some more powers. You will have seen us rolling on camera for our new hit points. So that's basically how many hits we can take whilst in battle. But there are some other bits and pieces, and we have filmed something separate just to explain, the extras that we've got now from going up to level 2. And I think we'll continue to do that as we level up. But yeah, it's very, very cool to realise we'd done enough to actually, begin moving up the tiers a little bit.
It is one of the very cool things in D&D, I think, that thing of like all the new toys you get when you level up, and like for me, I love the idea of like getting new spells. Unfortunately, I don't really get anything very awesome until level 3, but just having like more stuff to play with is fun. Yeah. As much as we appreciate Raymond Frost,
And we do so appreciate Raymond Frost. It's
very efficient.
Yeah. So before we go into any talk about the next lasers and feelings,
we'll come for you in your sleep.
Before we go into anything about lasers and feelings, I thought it would be nice to that's one of you do.
They heard me talk about it.
All right, folks.
Because I'm actually wetting my pants at how big this thing
No,
is.
let's not do the thing. Let's not do the link. Let's just watch.
Oh, we can see it.
It's freaking massive. Right. Ben, no, Josh.
You struggle on.
There's a video to watch whilst I am scared out of my wits. Right, it's
don't go to the
disappeared from
video.
now.
I'm not.
This is the video.
Jesus Christ, it's enormous. It's back again. Go away.
What I said.
Shit, the bed is enormous. Right, whilst Josh, please do things with the video.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, you know what? I'm on this. I'm clipping this.
Please do.
Can I clip this? Oh shit.
Okay.
How do I clip that? How do I clip that?
I can't. It's enormous.
Oh, come on.
Freaking it's so close as well. It's like half spider, half moth. Jesus Christ. Anyway, you do your thing.
Yeah, okay. Right, folks, this is I'm gonna have to mute them. This is a little video. It's on YouTube right now. It's kind of some outtakes from the introductions that we did live that went just a bit pear-shaped, much like Ackerz and the Moth. All right, here we go, folks. Here you go.
Mic check. Checking for Mike. Is he here? Hi everyone, Ackerz here. So when we complete a Dungeons & Dragons or a Lasers and Feelings, especially live, we sometimes get a little bit carried away and forget to film intros and outros. So with the latest filming of Dungeons & Dragons, we had to do these at the end. Problem with that is that after 2 and a bit hours of filming, you begin to go a little crazy, as you will see. So the first clip you're going to watch is an outro that we couldn't use because of, let's say noise levels, you'll know what I mean. And the second clip is a intro that we did actually use, but had to be cut down considerably after quite a lot of larking about. I will leave you to take a look.
Okay, and after your long rest and after our leveling up, that'll be us for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Post Andy Plays D&D. Say thank you to my players, and yeah, we'll see you for the next episode and see what new chaos they're gonna throw at me. Longest outro ever.
And then one for like just after the cave fight.
Yeah. Just to say what happened.
That was ridiculous.
It's like they take a short rest. Where will they go?
Something like that, yeah. And then we'll all go,
No, he's not killed the
What are you
passage.
saying?
Behold!
Oh, I'm saying, brother!
I was just screaming.
So guys, just as a recap as we go into this episode, if you've not watched any of these yet, you can always go back at the start of our episodes of this D&D part of the post-anti play series. Just a recap of who everybody is and what classes they're playing. We first of all have Josh here, who is playing a wild magic sorcerer child, who's in the Infernal as well. He's a bit of everything, folks. And then we've got Mr. Ackerz over here, who is our half-elf paladin. Beautiful. And then we have our noble rogue, Mr. The best rogue. Tallest best rogue slash gnome. Tallest gnome in the world. And a whopping 4'11".
7 foot equivalent.
7 foot equivalent. And yeah, he's a rogue.
Best rogue.
Best rogue. Anything else?
What can I get away with saying? Just the best at everything.
Just, he's full of himself. He's noble.
I'm the sneakiest rogue.
So,
I've got the best, most precise shot.
The sharpest arrows.
The sharpest of arrows.
yes, definitely.
The biggest bow.
Biggest.
Oh, huge bow.
The biggest short
difficult
bow.
to see how big it is because of my size.
Yeah.
Is it really, really big or is it just very close?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Fabulous. Hope you enjoy.
We're gonna cut some of that shit out.
That's all going in.
That's how I'm going.
Hello. Ackerz has
I have
sorted out the
returned.
situation.
The moth situation has been resolved via Hoover.
What a shame.
Great.
So
There's another one.
there were two, by the way.
So you're two moths.
God, I was a big scaredy cat, wasn't I? It was massive.
By the way, I have lit that, and it's
Can
called
I download clips?
Moth Encounter. I know. I can tell you how after. Which you can upload to wherever you want them on Instagram or anything. Yeah. So
Encounters of the third kind.
no, that's good though. I did Moth Encounter Ackerz Roll Initiative. That's the name of the clip. That's the name of the clip.
I am genuinely keeping an eye on the Hoover just to make sure it doesn't come back out the nozzle. No joke.
I ain't done yet.
It was that big. It was that big. Jesus Christ.
Oh, jeez. Love
Anyway.
a lot, Ackerz.
Yeah. Jesus. Anyway,
Level 20.
yeah.
Level 20 Hoover.
Oh God. Those clips.
Plus one of bonus attacks in it.
Those clips really did need to be seen. I thought, really funny. We always come up with stupid things that have to be cut out, but those in particular, as I said in the sort of intro to it, it's after I think it was actually close to 3 hours of D&D. You do go a bit crazy and you start like coming up with stupid things, and we definitely started doing that.
I mean, one of those was done at the start, wasn't it?
No, they were both at the end.
Both at the end.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they were both at the end. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of tired, loopy energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
think those should have been the ones that we use in the main thing.
That one where we're just shouting for a while. I'm not sure.
Ah!
Come on, it's like IT crowd. Come on.
The moth is out the Hoover. The moth is out the Hoover.
Show us.
How is that possible? No, I'm going to re-hoover
Move your
it.
camera.
I shall be back.
We need to see it.
Oh my
It's
god.
level second stage. It's a 2-stage fight, boss level.
Wow. Wow.
We need to
I
see
mean,
this moth.
maybe he's right. Maybe it is some like super moth if it's crawled out of a Hoover.
Probably not.
It's probably not. It's just a silly little moth, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Just a moth. Come
It's
on,
just a
it's
moth.
it's Mr. Breeze. Come on, he's pathetic.
It's when Ackerz drifts past you in the background, Ben, just having a fight with this giant moth.
Yeah. Half spider.
Just a little sword and shield.
The moth
He
has-
brings out the little sword and shield that he has.
Did you javelin it?
Oh,
I mean, he would have missed.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Yeah, he would have missed. Yeah.
the moth has returned to the Hoover, and I've now covered it, so it can't get out. But I'm still very much keeping an
That's
eye
what
on
you
things.
think.
Yeah, I know,
That's what you
right?
think.
Gonna push its way out.
Jesus, how is that possible?
Just goes Hadouken! and just goes.
Genuinely, how is it possible for something to escape a Hoover?
Level 20
Jesus
moth,
Christ.
mate. You know,
Yeah, I know, right?
boss.
Oh, dear.
big boss moth.
Flipping it.
I thought that's such a particular set of skills.
Any-
Well, that's amazing.
I will climb out this Hoover and I will kill you.
Well, that's made this
Anywho,
episode.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Not for me, but for everyone else.
You know what I'm gonna do? I need to make a giant moth encounter. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
Oh, that'd be good. Do it.
I'm writing it right now with the phone.
And if Breeze
Brilliant.
dies by this, that would be.
If I-
that'd
Oh, it
even
would be
better.
perfect.
I can
wouldn't it?
homebrew this because in D&D Monsters, I don't think there's a giant moth.
Oh,
So I have to homebrew this.
yeah, brilliant. I like it. I like it. Well, bloody hell.
Perfect. Perfect.
I encountered something very terrifying.
It's going to be immune to wind.
Brilliant.
So he can't take force damage in that case. He can't take force damage, but
Oh, that's great. Shall we have a little chat about the next Lays and Feelings coming up?
I mean, how much do we want to spoil?
Well, I think there's a couple of
Just-
things we can say.
Watch it. It's
Oh.
a good one.
Mm.
Oh, yes.
The next
Yeah.
two,
Now-
the next two lasers and feelings are
Mhm.
Mm.
ridiculously good.
chaotic.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got to say this one was interesting. The team definitely took me on a bit of a ride. GMing wise, I thought there was a lot to cover, a lot of ground to cover, sometimes literally. But it's very interesting. But the one thing I think that we can definitely give away is that there's a new character.
I was just about to say that.
And
yeah. But
perhaps
who
we
is it?
should- Yeah, perhaps
I
we
don't
shouldn't
think
say
we
any
should
more.
say. Yeah, no.
But there is a new character joining us, which will, very interesting.
Can I just say it's got one of the best starts?
The start was
It
insane.
has, because it was unexpected. There is a cracking start, so I really can't wait for this one to come out. Brilliant. But yeah, let's maybe not spoil any more than that. But you'll just have to watch it. It's, when is it coming out? Is it next Wednesday?
It's next Wednesday,
Mhm.
15th of September. Presumably at 9, I would think, unless we change
9
it back.
o'clock.
I don't think we've decided on whether we stay at 9 o'clock or go back to 8 o'clock yet. So 9 o'clock.
We'll
say
stick
it
with 9
here.
for now. Yeah.
We'll say.
Yeah.
We'll think about it
Mm.
afterwards.
And then, of course, coming out on YouTube 2 days later on the 17th as well. So obviously keep an eye out for both. We will be there on Twitch as we usually are, commenting on the stuff that we do, which is usually complete nonsense. Come and join us. It's always fun, isn't it?
And do keep an eye out, because I think it's not impossible that we do some other streams as well. I was thinking about doing a solo stream at some point. I don't know if Kyle was likely to do another solo stream at some point or anything like that, but there may be other types of streams, more like the old stuff around in the next week or two. And also, I should say as well, of course, the campaign for Internum Daemonium, it's entering its final week, ridiculously.
Wow.
Next week. And if you haven't had a look, if you're watching this back, if you don't know what it's all about, you can have a look at bit.ly/internumgogo. That's bit.ly/INTERNUMGOGO.
Can you say it again, but a bit faster?
Just do it!
I thought I was going quite fast, and then I tripped up, and I was like,
Yeah.
help.
Yes.
Bring out your inner Shia LaBeouf. Do it. Do it. Okay.
Brilliant. Well then, I think we don't have, by the way, a title for this one because we're still debating. So we won't give you a title for this Lasers and Feelings coming up, but I'm sure you will see it soon enough.
Put it this way: enough stuff happens in it that there are so many options we haven't decided.
Oh yeah,
yet.
yes,
A
yes,
lot,
that's
yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Will be very good. Yes, and as Josh says, post-sanity stuff coming up possibly. Yeah, be good. Anything else before we finish off, lads?
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
We'll see you out there.
yeah.
Nice to see you all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Thanks for supporting us. Lovely to see you. And yes, we will be back at 9:00 next week for a rather interesting Lasers and Feelings.
So good. No moths though, so that's a shame.
Oh,
Not yet.
You've given it away.
Not yet.
Ah, they're on the
I've
way.
got such a good idea now.
oh.
Moth encounters of
Bring
the
it.
third kind.
And
All right.
there's nothing you can do about it.
Hey.
Cut the stream.
It's all getting a bit clothy in this stream, so we're gonna say goodbye now.
Brilliant. Take
We're
it easy,
just
everyone.
flapping a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you moth. Bye.
Bye.